a disturbing story out of Washington, D.C. Um, Apparently, National Guards troops who were on duty, who were taking a break inside the Capitol that they were defending, were forced out of the Capitol and told they were not allowed to take a break in the Capitol. And as a result, they had to take their breaks in a cold parking garage. Now, MSNBC reported on this. Let's take a look.
Those images causing outrage after 25,000 National Guard troops came to the Capitol to protect the inauguration. Many were then ordered out of the Capitol. And look at these images. Hundreds of National Guard members seen getting rest, many on the floor of a nearby parking garage. Lawmakers on both sides furious tonight, and I gather many of you at home as well. So who made this decision and why? Here's our congressional correspondent, Rachel Scott, tonight.
Tonight, outrage in Washington after images like these. Members of the National Guard unexpectedly forced out of the Capitol they've been defending for weeks in order to rest in parking garages.
It breaks your heart. I mean, these are people who are here serving the country, protecting us, protecting our freedom and our democracy, and there's absolutely no excuse for that.
Lawmakers on both sides of the aisle were furious. Some offered up their offices. Hours later, that order was reversed and troops were allowed back inside.
Did you have a warm place to stay last night?
Yes, sir.
It's still unclear who gave the direction.
For all that we love our troops, and thank you to our troops and our servicemen, and supposedly giving these soldiers godlike status, all that, and then when they're actually doing something to protect us, like watch the Capitol, we tend to turn around and treat them like shit. And you can see that with the VA, how they have a total disregard for these soldiers and how they have a total disregard for their mental health and their problems. A lot of our soldiers are homeless. And even here, you see National Guardsmen who are protecting the Capitol can't even get a warm place to take their breaks and relax. Also, too, they have them laying on the floor next to each other. There's no social distancing whatsoever, And 130 of them, apparently, according to MSNBC, have also contracted coronavirus. So, this is why, a lot of people, the government, and they're saying, oh, we don't know who did this. We're not sure who's responsible. What that means is they're not sure who they're going to throw under the bus, okay? That's what it means. Now, they did let them back in the Capitol after the backlash a short time later. This is the type of stuff I'm talking about. These soldiers are sacrificing. They're staying away from their families to serve and protect the Capitol of the United States. And they can't even take a break indoors, and they have to be outdoors. And they have to go find another place to take a break, so they end up finding a parking garage. This is ridiculous, and it just goes to show how America really treats its troops and its soldiers and, all branches of the military. They'll use them for whatever purpose, whether it be to conquer another nation, invade people, bomb civilians or whatever. And then, once they're done with them, they're like, okay, we're going to spit you out now. I mean, you can go home. And this is just an example of that. The idea, this is why I don't understand, about, especially a lot of people on the far right who are like, yeah, we love our troops. The idea that the government loves our troops and treats them with dignity and respect is just utterly ridiculous. They're not treated with dignity and respect at all. You got these people laying down on the floor of a parking garage. Are you serious? This is how we treat our soldiers? This is how we treat our National Guardsmen, our brave men and women who are protecting the Capitol and government officials? This is how we do. This is what we do now, right? Disgusting. Whoever did this, I hope that they resign. They should resign or be fired or have to step down, because these people, they're really going out of their way to make sure that our government officials, but also the citizens of Washington D.C. are protected, and they're being treated like shit. Now, the government did try to save face a little bit. I seen First Lady Jill Biden went down to give them cookies and to thank them for their hard work. But I don't know, it just goes to show you, they act like, oh, the army is so respectable. They treat all the soldiers with dignity and respect. We love our troop. There is no dignity and respect. People are being used and then they're being spit out, and they can't even have a place to take a break. They have to take a break, lay on the ground in a parking garage. This is how our men in uniform are being treated. It's ridiculous, and it needs to stop. And for all the raving about how we love our soldiers and stuff, look how we treat them, even at home. Can you imagine how our soldiers are treated domestically? And, how people are treated when they're deployed to other countries. After they're done, the PTSD, the stress, and then their financial burdens. And the military is just like, oh, sorry, can't help you. And you wonder why. Well, you see why. Because they don't care. They only care about utilizing you for their purpose, and then they spit you out. Now, in this case, the purpose happened to be a good purpose. It was to protect the Capitol, And protecting the Capitol is something that is, I would argue, is good and necessary. But you don't treat people like this, man. This is inhumane. And whoever did this, they need to be fired or removed from their post or position. And at the very least, come out and give some type of formal apology. This is utterly ridiculous.